Hello and welcome to Olivoip. In this tutorial we will show you how to create an Olivoip account. For that you just have to go on the button register. You will have here, you will see a formula that you will have to fill and sign up. After the sign up you have to activate, you receive an email that you have to activate. So we will start. We give first of all our email address. We give this, and secondly then the username that you want to use. We give test Olivoip and the password that we want to use. We have to validate the password. That means we have to give the same password to repeat it. The same password that we gave here, we have to give it back here. After that, we give the last name, our last name. We give here Olivoip and Olivoip, like first name. It's just an example. And we have to give this code. Is a verification code to validate our formula. We have BLW4GB. BLW4GB, and we sign in. So we will receive an email address at this email, or we will receive a mail at this email. For that we just have to go and check if the email arrived. We go back here and we try to see, yes, we received the email, and we have always to check the spams and the email, I mean the bulk. We have to check to the bulk folder, because sometimes we just receive the email can arrive in the bulk, and sometimes it arrive in the reception on our normal reception box. So we have always to check both. Sometimes it arrive here in the bulk, sometimes it arrive in the normal box, on the reception box. So we just click on the email, and we have some data inside. And what we have to do is just to copy this link that we see that I'm copying. We copy it, because the link, we cannot click on the link, so we just have to click it to copy it, and we open a new tab. We enter there this new link and click on enter, and then our account is activated. So we have now a new Olivoip account, and we have here the login name, and we have a password. Now to have access to our Olivoip account, we just have to go on home or on sign in, and there we enter Olivoip test, test Olivoip, and we enter to the password. And now we are in our new account, the account that we just created. So in Olivoip we have in this account we have the possibility of to do payment. We have two payment method. We have the PayPal and the bank transfer. We will come back in another tutorial to teach you how to proceed with to buy a credit. With Olivoip we can send an SMS, we can call normally, and for that we have the callback and the web phone. We will come back to for these two methods, or for the three methods in another tutorial to show you how to proceed with this method in order to use the services. We have we can always check our call history. That means when we call and after we are not sure of what we want to, maybe at end of the month we want to see what have been charged exactly, or if what have been charged or what is registered like call is what we did or not. So we can come on call history and try to check, and we can try to check there, and we can try to check to see that everything is exactly what is there, is exactly what the Olivoip website registers. We have here the payment history. In the payment history, we can always check exactly which transfer or what payment we did during the month, or maybe what we exactly did a minute ago, if the thing is always there. We have the invoice. That means every time we can decide to have invoice of the payment that we did. You can every Olivoip user can print the invoice himself. We have to on the settings, the opportunity to edit our profile, to change the password, to add a caller ID. Add caller ID is a function that we will explain in another tutorial, because it helps the user to call without any internet function. That means without internet. That means with a caller ID, a user can call without having an internet connection. And we will explain to you in another tutorial how to use this functionality. And up here we have then the Olivoip access number, this access number are always mapped with the caller ID, with the caller ID functionality that we will explain in another tutorial. Up here we have our rate. Every time the user can decide to check, for example, how much a destination will cost, what is the cost of a destination. For that, he can come in this up here and edit this field, and just enter the prefix of the country that you want to call. For example, of the phone number that you want to call. For example, for Cameroon, you just give 00237, and here he has then all the number of Cameroon, or all the prefix that we have in Cameroon. We have the 00237 is most of the time for the fix of the home numbers, and that costs 9 cents. The prefix 0023766 is a Nextel mobile, and it costs 12. For MTN, you have always here the prices in euro, and so the user can always check the destination price before trying to call. And the advantage with Olivoip is that the user have many destinations for free. For example, the US, the home number in France, in Germany, in many European countries, you have all this home number free. Just have to check and see what you have to pay, on where you have to pay and where you don't have to pay. And we have to hear the FAQ, where we just try to summarize all the questions that the users have been asking us in mails. So we try to answer this question. So a new member or a new user of Olivoip can just check here if the question that he wants to ask is not already answered here. When not, then he have the opportunity to come on contact and try to write us then email. And he just have to give his full name, give his phone number and the email address, then the message, what is his problem, and after that you just have to give this code, the code over here, to validate all the formula, and he just send us the number and just send us the message, and our customer service will be happy to answer you in a very short time. To come back in the profile of Olivoip, you just have to come on these tabs and go back to profile. Then you come back in the Olivoip profile, and then in your Olivoip you have here the opportunity to check your balance and to check what is your card number. So we thank you for your attention and welcome to Olivoip.